Mr. Saktiandi Supaat, take your two cards together.
Mr. Chairman, Minister Tan See Leng mentioned that Singapore could harness its robust legislative, commodity trading and financial services foundation to develop an internationally trusted carbon services and trading ecosystem here. We are not the only ones interested. Other countries like China, Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand and Philippines are all taking steps to establish its own carbon markets or frameworks to trade carbon credits. We need to coordinate a holistic interagency effort to create a vibrant marketplace with many active participants with clear ESG and carbon credit standards in place. At present, carbon markets are plagued by low liquidity, scarce financing, inadequate risk management services, and limited data availability. We will need to further encourage our financial institutions to get involved to meet the liquidity and financing difficulties. Market infrastructure should develop along deliberate and calibrated regulation by the MAS and the Ministry of Law. For example, what would be the risk-weighted asset or RWA to be associated with carbon credits for FIs holding carbon credits? We will need clearing houses to mitigate risks. At the moment, the weights are high and unclear. While the government's decision to allow businesses to use high-quality carbon credits to offset up to 5% of the taxable emissions will help stimulate local demand for such credits, as with many other things, we must also look to cater to external demand. The MTI and Ministry of Foreign Affairs must engage our partners to ensure that our carbon credits will be accepted in other countries too. We may need to provide it in our free trade agreements so that other countries cannot take a protectionist and discriminatory approach. Further, given our lack of natural resources, including land, we are unlikely to have any huge wind farm or hydroelectric plant that can originate a large amount of carbon credits for sale. We therefore require our agencies like EDB to go out and attract project developers to bring and sell their carbon credit in Singapore with an ASEAN registry of sorts set up. We will also need to train the necessary subject matter expertise in our workforce, whether through our tertiary institutions or our various work training programs. Can the government provide an update on our efforts to build a carbon credit trading ecosystem? Will we expect to see a detailed roadmap outlining how and when we will get there? Second card. One of the most far-reaching crises today is the global energy crunch. Increased fuel consumption from an economy recovering from COVID-19, production outages and global geopolitical events have driven oil prices. Presently, almost 95% of Singapore's electricity is generated using imported natural gas. Hence, our push to transition into a low-carbon energy future cannot come at a more opportune time. However, given our limited size, what challenges do the government expect with energy transition? And what measures have been put in place to ensure a smooth transition? For Singapore, solar energy appears more promising than other renewable energy sources like wind or hydro. Can the government provide an update on our solar deployment plans, and whether there are any efforts to accelerate solar deployment? Will we look to incentivize individual households to install their own solar panels to defray their own consumption? Thank you.